Good evening and welcome to True Dugman Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting or encounter and would like for me to share it on my channel, then please contact me. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and subscribe. As you all know, I do have a YouTube channel. So for those who are just members of the Doug Pack, please go over and join my YouTube channel. Trying to get my channel to grow. We'll be uploading new material because I have a lot and I'm just sitting on them. So I might as well just put them out there. You all know I'm gonna say this again. There's no experts when it comes to this topic, when it comes to this creature. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they swear that they know everything about this Dugman creature. So I just let it be. I didn't go back and forth with this person. If they want to be an expert, then I'm going to let them be an expert. But I'm the type, though, I'm not going to follow or listen to nothing that they say, because that person was talking nonsense. And for those of y'all who post on the page, Facebook page, please, long as it has something to do with cryptids and paranormal, please post. I need people to post because we're trying to get the page to grow and we're trying to get our members up there. As you know, anonymity means a lot to me, and I breaks that for no one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this encounter. Now, this encounter right here, it happened in North Carolina. And I will give you the year. The year was 2013. Now, my eyewitness said that his grandfather had owned a nice piece of land. And he used to go out every now and then to check the cameras that they had put up because they wanted to know what was making these go off, but they could never catch nothing. So one day my eyewitness said he went out to go check them. So he said when he gets to the spot, he's getting ready to check it. That's when he heard something crack. He heard what sounded like something taking a step and then hearing leaves and twigs and sticks break. So he turns and he look, but he sees nothing. So he continued to do what he came there to do. A few seconds pass, he hears it again. Crack. And he looks. He said about 30 yards. He looks and he see something peeping from behind a tree. But he don't know what it is. But he can see that something is peeping behind a tree and is watching him. So he say to himself, what the is that? So he turns and he leaves. He walks back. He walks back home. And as he walking, he can hear footsteps behind him, just off in the distance. Every steps he would take, boom, Boom, boom. He could hear him. So he started picking up his pace. And whatever was behind him did the same thing. He makes it just out of the path and breaks the tree line and goes on their property. And then he turns around and he looked. And when he turns around and he looked, he said he seen this huge dark shadow just bolted. He said he seen this huge dark shadow just bolted. So he didn't know what it was. He goes in the house. He says something to his grandfather. He said, Grandpa, when I was out there getting ready to check, everything, I heard something, break sticks or twigs or something like that. And when I looked, I seen something watching me from behind a tree, but I don't know what it was. And when I was on my way back here, I can hear it following behind me. And when I get, in the backyard, I turns and I look, and whatever this thing was, it just bolted. It just shot off through the tree line. So his grandfather said, well, you sure wasn't no coyote or nothing like that? He said, Grandpa, this thing was standing up. Because when I seen it peek at me, it was too high up to be on all fours. So it was on its back legs bipedal. So his grandfather said, well, I don't know what it could be. He said, well, just be careful when you out there. That's all you got to do. Just be careful when you out there. So he stay in the house. His grandfather make dinner for him. And they sit down and they eat. And as they eating, they hear what sounded like a rock hitting the side of their house. Boom. So they both say, what the? And my eyewitness gets up. He gets up and he looks out the window. And when he looks out the window, he see nothing. He goes back and sit down. A few minutes would pass again. That's when they both heard the sound of something banging on the side of their house. Boom, 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 boom. My witness says he jumps up. He goes over. He grabs his handgun. And he walks and he looks out the window again. When he looks out the window again, he see what he said to me, what looked like yellow eye shine just inside of the tree line. And he said they was bright yellow. So he tell his grandfather. So his grandfather gets up and he goes and he looks. And he sees them too. So my eyewitness said, I'm going to go out there and see what whatever this thing is. He grabs his flashlight. He goes out. He walks out back. He take about 20 steps and he stopped. Now, mind you, the tree line is not that far from their back door. So he take about 20 steps and he stops. And when he stopped, He said that's when he can hear something growl at him. So he yells out, "Who the is that? Y'all better get off my property because I'ma shoot." And he hit a growl again, but this time it's more powerful. It's more louder. So he said, "I'm telling you, you better leave." He said that's when he could see those eyes starts to get closer. He heard footsteps coming out of the tree line. That's when he said his whole mouth dropped. He said he thought he was looking at a werewolf. He said this thing was massive, standing up bipedal, long arms, broad shoulders, a gigantic head, pointed ears, with a huge, long, thick snout, with canine legs. And he's saying to himself, this should not exist. What is this thing? So he said he starts to back up. And as he's backing up, this creature starts to come forward. And as it's coming forward, it shows its teeth, every last one in his mouth. And he said he could see all this stuff. He said, so he stopped. That's when this creature stopped. He started to walk backwards again. The creature started to walk. So he stopped and the creature stopped. He aimed his gun. And when he aimed his gun, he said this creature did something that messed his whole head up. He said when he aimed his gun, this creature tilted his head to the side and then brought it back up and then growled at him again. He said that's when this creature started to take steps again. My witness said he let off a warning shot. Boom, shooting to the right of it. The creature stopped. My witness said he really didn't want to shoot this thing because this thing was just massive. It was just huge. And he knew he wasn't going to kill it. He said, so he watching this creature. He still got his gun aimed. He said that's when he hear noise coming out of the tree line. He said that's when this thing started to sniff the air. He started to sniff the air. Then he said he turned to his left and it looked over in that direction. He said it dropped down to all fours and just bolted. He said this thing ran so fast. He said, but it stopped at the edge of the tree line on a dime. And it turned and looked at him again. And it growled at him. And then it bolted off into the tree line in the same direction where that noise was coming from. That he goes in the house and he tells his grandfather everything that he saw. And his grandfather said, I believe you. He said, I have heard about them before, but I never seen one. So I brushed it off. Said, I want you to be careful when you're going out there. please be careful. He said, I will, Grandpa. So that was that encounter. I'm gonna go ahead and upload it so y'all can have something to listen to, and y'all know what it is. I'll see y'all on the next True Doug Man Encounters. Let's get it.